There we are. There we are. Everything's looking like it's working, and it looks like I found you. We're gonna get back. Into the snow. Into the cold. Into Lost Planet. Extreme Condition. It's small input issue again. It's these old games, you know what I mean? There we are. That ought to do it. We'll see if this is more listenable as we continue to sort of get better at this. Picking up right where we left off. We're still Wayne. Mothra's still out there. And we still have another mountain to climb. We climbed one, we have to climb this one too. It's just the way that it is. I imagine you could quickly get inside here and avoid that, but I didn't. We'll need these bullets to deal with our neighbors. And yeah, we got a little bit late tonight. There's a reason for that. Neil Cicierega put out a new album, and that takes time to digest. But we will be working towards getting together a better schedule shortly. Hopefully you can hear a little bit more ambience from the game now when I'm not talking, that is. Inside. Clever. That time we got pushed over by nothing. I assume it's supposed to be the wind. Well, that's frustrating. Anyway, as, you know, time goes on, we'll probably have a little bit more of a preamble to these things as well. Moments to sit, talk. That can be facilitated when there's an actual schedule on the books, though. There we are. That's what we meant to do. Convenient. Just out of my reach. We have very nearly gone as high as we can go. So there should be a rocky pass somewhere up here. Thank you, Pi. Pi, of course, is still with us, co-hosting. I like that they animated his shadow. It could have just as easily been a blob. we see Wayne deciding to destroy some more eggs. Nothing's off the table for Wayne still. These are a creature that we haven't seen before. These spiky ball things. Aha, they look like it. Those might have treasures in them. These don't. Alright, well. Somewhat disappointing. You'd figure they would, being set up right by this thing. This thing clearly put here to deal with this. Kind of a smaller wasp-like creature than the one that we dealt with previously. He's had enough already. We missed a cell phone post. I'm sorry, it updates our PDA. Which might be on some sort of intranet? I'm not sure what it is these people have set up for communications. But if these posts are vital, then, well, I can't imagine that it's, super sophisticated. May not even reach off this planet. And where is EDN3 in relation to Earth, that we can come and go like this? Unfortunately, these aren't really questions that we get answered. At least not to the best of my memory. I know Lost Planet 2 has very little to say about much of anything at all. Much less where the planet may be located and what its relationship is to Earth, if the people here consider themselves, you know, former inhabitants of Earth, or if they are simply from EDN3 now. This game's sequel pays some lip service to the notion that the people that live here are quite happy to live here. There's that whole, like, pioneer spirit thing they have going on. But with how sparse the narrative is and how little time we spend doing any one thing in the sequel, I don't know that it quite lands. We have an R and an A so far. And is this just the same model? We'll find out. Oh no. No, it is in fact an upgrade. Well, on your feet, my friend. There we are. This one has the hover pack on it, as well as a cover for the pilot, so we're going to be using this. Up we go. In the sequel, you also don't necessarily have to get out of the vehicle in order to strip parts and put new things on. You can do a lot of that from inside your cockpit, which is nice for convenience sake, but I sort of like this aspect of the game where I'll have to pull a piece of equipment off of something in order to free it up for my use.
Ready. Initializing.
I agree. It was a good try. kind of amazing that there are so many of these things lying around, though. As much as I do like discovering them and sort of picking them up, coming across them, and seeing if they're workable for me in the situation that I'm in, you'd think they'd be under better kind of lock and key, or if ever this were to get any kind of game in the future, or if anyone were kind of picking ideas for games that they may be developing, I would encourage them to keep the notion that you stumble across them, but add in some sort of repair and restoration mechanic. You know, repurposing parts from this and that in order to make the machine whole. Maybe some sort of interchangeability between parts. But that does lead into, you know, at that point, am I asking for Lost Planet, or am I dreaming dreams of an armored core that will never be? How are those stomps sounding, by the way? That was part of why it is that we tweaked what we tweaked. I did want you to be able to hear a whole lot of the game's ambience, if you're strange and worry about your accent. A twofer. A threefer. Alright, I'll just wait until you're done. Because frankly, the game does not track the mouse well enough for me to hit them while they're doing that. There's just a little bit of delay between when I move it and when it moves, so I'm always sort of trailing. Something else they got rid of in the sequel was that the weapons were slightly differently aligned. They unified the convergence points, which is fine from a user standpoint, but it does remove a little bit of the texture of piloting one of these machines, where if you want to hit with both, you're probably going to have to be relatively close. Or the thing has to be truly, truly huge, like a lot of the Acrid that you want to use this on are. There is such a thing as, you know, limitations adding to gameplay. It's frequently not the case, don't get me wrong. But in this case, I think it does. Mostly in that it's a limitation that makes sense. There's only so far that anything can reach if it's on a fixed mount. So, you know, being what it is, that's what it is that you have to deal with. Oh, a fresh one. Perfect. This one's got a few scratches and dings. I wouldn't want to, you know, be seen in anything that's not in pristine condition. There we are. A quick swap there. Some extra ammunition there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ready. Initializing.
Alright, we won't let me pick up the other one, huh? Too many, or are we, we're slightly sliding? There we go. And I know, I just deleted some bullets. I also don't care. There we are, and that's why it is that we needed one of these hover ones. So that we could actually clear that gap. But first... I mean, we're just being polite.
Ready. Initializing.
Oh, and I guess we don't have to clear that gap. I do wonder what's up there, though. Whoop. It just sort of didn't. Okay. Well, that answers that question. I do like the increased drain these put on your battery, though. The notion that their tanks are empty and hungry, and you can't really charge them on your own. You have to plug another device into it. That's kind of cool. If we continue to dream dreams of an improved Lost Planet, I would also like to see an option to just bolt drop tanks onto them. Something to give them their own fuel source that would have to be maintained separately from your own personal battery. Of course, keep the functionality of using your own battery in a pinch. If the suit must work, then the suit must work. But I would rather that be an option than the norm, just to sort of satisfy my own brain. And also add, you know, a whole lot of other dimensions to it. Maintaining you and your vehicle, I think, is a valuable part of these sorts of far-flung future scenarios. I believe entire games have been made about it. It's a weird ice column. Oh, and we have one with a double jump. Do I want the hover, or do I want the double jump? I kind of want the hover. I do like the way those look, though. With their fully enclosed pod. Someone on the outside is not very happy with us. Maybe that's the way we came in. Which means that this is the other spot that I want to take a look at. Before we go and see if the sphincter will open for us, that is. Well, that's something over there. Oh, that's another Gatling. Nothing above us. That doesn't seem to respond when I do things to it. Oh, but that does. Gross. Ah, I see. And like we learned before, it pays to take them apart. He'll stay down longer if we take the other one. Well, never mind. The reason that I'm speaking on these bosses and their behaviors and then being immediately proven wrong is that Lost Planet 2 recycles the same bosses. I'm not entirely sure why that decision was made, but they did it. No. Well, those things up there are conspicuous, aren't they? I wonder if... I was right to wonder if. Well, why would I need that there? That just inhibits what I'm doing. But frankly, that's not uncommon for a game to assume that I need more help than I do. We'll get knocked around a little bit. It is a Capcom game. We are almost done here. Did you give up? Okay. Mission complete. Do you remember what we were supposed to be doing? Rah. I believe we were supposed to be looking for parts for the trailer. Here, have a gun.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I said I couldn't trust you before.
Hopefully you can hear their audio now.
Don't worry about it.
When Yuri left, we all felt abandoned. You could have easily moved on too, but you stayed with us.
It means a lot, Wayne. Thank you.
I'm really sorry for what I said.
Oh, but we've got visitors.
Isn't that
Long time no see.
back for revenge?
Not this time.
All right. Then show us your face and give us a name.
Yes, hello.
The name is Basil.
Oh. Hi, Basil.
She must be talking about Yuri. Remember? Yuri's last name is Solotov.
I wouldn't have remembered that if you hadn't told me.
What's the meaning of this?
I looked into it.
What are you talking about?
You're... Why do you insist on hiding him?
Did you expect we would just give him up to you?
You have no idea who he really is. He led my family and many others close to me into a trap and killed every last one of them.
Nonsense!
I'm not here to debate this. Just hand him over.
He's not here anymore.
Why should I believe you?
Because it's true. Look for yourself.
So, he went over to Nevek then.
Nevek?
It's not so surprising. Solotov used to be one of them.
Don't lie about Yuri!
Believe what you will. What's your name?
Wayne.
Yeah, it is Wayne.
Wayne,
We came here for the Green Eye.
Okay. Well, Wayne apparently doesn't care about, you know, whatever it is that Yuri has been up to. And I guess his work history has really, really come back to bite us. Or has it? I'm not entirely sure. But we'll go ahead and we'll find out. We've got to head for the abandoned dome facility. Oh, it's the dome! We're going to find out what's in the dome. And someone has taken our towers. I didn't give you permission to do this. With this level of access to these towers, do you think Wayne works for the communications company? That's what I like to think. Him and his dad, Gale, were just there to repair some lines and things got wildly out of control. And we have a different human enemy than before. With our telescopic eyes, we can see that it's Nevek. Their helmets are just awful. The low-hanging fruit there would be that, well, of course you can't see through them. Where are their eyeballs? You know, I understand that the blue lines are supposed to be some sort of image capture. What I don't understand is why it is they're so long. That would really, really unbalance your head. And you don't want an unbalanced head if you're fighting. These guys are clearly some sort of paramilitary force, so... Is this a different? No, it's just a plasma gun. I'm not sure if the plasma cannon exists in this particular game here. The plasma cannon may be something for 2. Our PDA is engaged. That's just the way we like it. But the plasma gun in this and subsequent games that it appears in is typically a long-ranged, quasi-anti-material gun. It does pretty good damage to VSs and gun emplacements, and has a chance to stun them in 2. We'll see if it has that property here. It also works just fine on your regular flesh and blood enemies. You tried.
There are snow pirates. Their base must not be far.
I see. I'm gonna ask you not to. We can shoot rockets out of the air, but it does blind me.
Snow pirate spotted.
Yep, I was spotted. Because, as we know, we're being cautious. I'm sorry? There we are. It's a weird angle for you to take. Up we go. Once more. I have to turn the communications back on. You guys aren't licensed in order to cut communications here. That's just not how it works. These people paid their bill. We see our PDA in action. And the speed of him animating there is not indicative of how fast I'm mashing the button. You really do have to hammer it. Every time he'll go through the same animation. It makes me wonder why it is that it wasn't a sort of Simon Says situation for that minigame. Maybe they didn't have time, maybe they didn't care for it. No, that's problematic. Wayne has to shake off the shock, of course. We can't shoot it on its way down. It's either shock or just an inherent sort of sense of sportsmanship. Whatever it is, I wish that he would obey me and stop playing fair. There we are. No, I'd really rather get that energy there. Thank you. We'll encounter a lot of moments like this where there's not really anywhere to go, not much to do. It's sort of wide open spaces that we have to flop to cover in. And even then, there's a lot of places where he could reach me. The dodge roll being as clunky as it is, first making me crouch and then leap somewhere, is not really useful for dealing with rockets. Oh, is it broken? Looks like it. Oh no, a projectile is coming, Wayne. Look out. Hang on. Hang on. There we are. We have phantom shadows in the snow. Ah. From way up there, is that what that shadow looks like? Excellent. Mm-hmm. Well, from some direction. Oh, you took a trip down? Weird choice. Well, if that's the way you want to live your life. Anyway, the plasma gun, you notice a little infinity symbol, works the same way the energy gun does, and that is off our thermal energy reserves. It's also significantly more powerful per bullet than the machine gun. Hello. Give me a D. No? Not gonna come over? Alright. There we are. Sometimes Wayne will do a backflip. I'm not sure what triggers that. I'm hitting the same buttons every time. Ah, we have a bubblehead. This may be our bubblehead from earlier. It does look pretty dented. That face, do I know you? This machine is my dad. Oh, there we go. See, we were in the dad space.
There's something you need to see. Come with me.
This looks salvageable. Okay. We're not going to put new plates on it? Oh, never mind. This one's intact. You're right.
We found it buried under the rubble.
It's pretty good.
My father's VS.
Oh, his is in much better shape. I'm not sure how he did die.
I'm sorry to
Oh, she put on a turtleneck.
This is about all I can do to help. Got it. Your father's VS still has a working engine. If we repair the body, we can use it. It's a bit old, but it'll do the trick.
Sid,
Sure.
Huh?
This is no ordinary VS.
What do you mean?
It's round.
This engine has been enhanced.
How?
This might be the most advanced VS ever made.
Oh, cool. Enhanced with what, though?
Well, Wayne? I'll ride it. And I have my first target in mind.
We're very solemn about this. Rick, is your underwear on?
Fights with you.
Ours glow, yours doesn't.
Thank you.
Is Rick okay? I'm very concerned about Rick.
Get yourselves to cover.
What is he wearing exactly? Goes over his eyes and ears. Is it an implant? Is it like a Geordie LaForge visor?
Let's go.
It's goofy, fucking wall-eyed face there does not play into the drama of the moment.
You'll freeze if you go outside.
Yeah, it's cold out there. Alright, we're back in a facility. Some nice reflections. That's not so bad. I wonder if they use the trick where it's just a model again, or if they've done something else. It's on all the floors. Gets it when I fire. Might be a model again, just under our feet. We'll take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the functions of this one, seeing as it is new. We have this chainsaw sword. We can do that with it. And we have a double jump, we have a hover. X doesn't seem to do anything, V doesn't seem to do anything. Yeah. Okay. Well, chainsaw sword active. And all the doors are just unlocked. Oh, wow. That chainsaw sword really drains your thermal energy, huh? Well, we'll see what happens. We may have to restart this because we were having a little bit too much fun. Yeah, I'm on the clock, bud. I wish it could move like that in game's controls. It can't. We know. We just tested them. Yeah, ready, Dad? And shut down. Mission failed. Alright. This time. So we have to hit the cores here. And just kind of fuck it up side to side. There's not much we can do about those projectiles being as close as we are. You can kind of try to rake fire across them, but... The game's hit detection is less than stellar, so... You're likely just going to eat a few. Let's find out if they left toys. We have rocket launchers, but... You're being very rude right now. I kind of wanted that. Okay. But again, you'll never take me alive. No, we're doing a little bit more than just exchanging fire. I would like that thing that you're sitting on. Would you consider moving out of the way? Just consider it. Maybe? And we have a tail slam move. We haven't seen that before. Did you generate a new core somewhere? It just can't be. There we go. Ah, we've turned around. We see some more cores on the top of it. Bye. There we go. Hi there. You're back. Oh, and you have a big old weak spot on your forehead. Well, that's not as convenient as I would have liked, but hey, beggars, choosers. Oh. Into the wall, huh? I guess blowing this thing up hurt me. Or I was struck in the back by an ice projectile? I was quite accurate with those, given that he can't always see me. Does it simply want me to hit it harder with something else? That would appear to be the case. Well, we broke it anyway. We'll try again. This would be a more interesting fight if we could move a little bit easier, see a little bit more. But the positions that they make you get into in this tiny arena to begin with is really kind of a problem. And here he comes, around the corner. Can't skip phases on that. We'll have to go ahead and break the other side first. Well, whoever they are, they'll be getting further orders on arrival. I'm not sure if we've hit the rest of it on that side yet, or if it expects me to kind of shimmy up alongside him a little bit closer. It'd be hard to do, given that we're already in a terrible position. And we do keep getting knocked around. Yeah, it expected me to shimmy. So, like with a great deal of Capcom bosses, it's not that the idea is bad, it's that they did it in the worst possible way. Oh, but it is. There we are. Last phase. Can we do it? Maybe. None of that keeps happening. that lock may be the last one. We'll find out. It also doesn't help that we can't ever really tell where it's coming from. Come on. No effect on that. I guess it just didn't want to recognize it. I need you to turn around. Oh, I see what's happening. The projectile is very, very slow. Ah, that might be a restart. No, not yet. Not yet. So we have to be right on it. There we go. Uh-huh. Okay. He turned into ice. Mission complete. We got revenge for our dad, who died very heroically on a mission to do... just the D. That's how I like it. I know, Wayne. Harrowing.
Why did you betray us, Solotov? It was all a Nevik trap.
Was it?
Solotov.
Wayne, are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry. I was a little shaken up.
A trap to do...
Snow pirates. They're probably with the one we found in the trailer.
Oh, they've arrested Rick.
Never. What are they doing here?
Stay back!
That VS is impressive. Let's see how it handles this.
Well, that was alright for a little bit. I like that their knee pads are powered. And that their lines are exposed.
I hope you enjoy wallowing with your own kind in this dump. But it's time to take you out with the rest of the garbage.
Okay. This seems personal to you.
The Frontier
Ooh.
project must continue at any cost.
Looks like Grandpa Munster.
That's the same as the one Wayne has.
Wait, when did you discover it?
Sorry.
Huh?
It's
Are-
been a long time. Bandero, you bastard.
Goodbye, Gale. Try to have some dignity in death.
What is going on with your hair situation?
Bandero. I'll kill you!
Get him, Wayne. Why is
Snow pirate.
why is he the only one with a clear globe for a faceplate? Why hasn't she sought cover?
Luca!
Well, it's off.
sorry to leave you behind again, Dad.
I don't think your dad's in the machine, Wayne. Anyway, there goes our super advanced VS.
Luca!
She has a pair of very old machine guns on that bike.
Get them.
Okay. They're gonna come get us.
That VS. Amazing.
Too bad it's broken, right?
Come in, Commander Eisenberg. I found something you'll find most interesting.
Well, they broke the trailer too.
Rick. Rick!
Ah, it's my brain.
Must stop them. You must stop the Frontier Project at all costs.
I don't know what it is.
Wayne, continue the fight. You must stop the project. It is connected to what you treasure most.
Killing? Because remember, fighting is the only thing Wayne remembers.
1 year later.
Oh.
In order to see the Frontier Project through to its completion, Nevik steps up its campaign against anything that might interfere. Its efforts to eliminate both the Snow Pirates and Akrid have reached new levels of intensity.
I see.
Meanwhile, Wayne and Luca have been separated from Rick and their base of operations. Now they have no choice but to resort to guerrilla hit-and-run tactics.
Hell yeah. We're gonna take down the government.
They're heading straight for the Crimson Pirate base. Wayne, you ready? I don't expect anything out of the ordinary with the base ahead.
Okay.
See what I can do.
Okay. Let's rendezvous at the base.
Right.
I'm glad our talk earlier really helped you out. There's no way that you would have survived with exposed skin out here. Alright. Destination is behind the fortress.
Wayne, you've got to stop them before they reach the fortress and
Yeah. Just hold your horses. I have things to do. There we are. And we have options. At least a couple. But you know the option that we are going to take. We are still Wayne. I mean, you'll try, but it's not going to work, my friend. And we'll kind of flop around like we do, being Wayne. Looks like we got him. The plasma gun really is quite powerful. It's one of the best options, in my opinion, for dealing with these kinds of asymmetrically stacked situations. You just want to grab a plasma gun and go to town. And it becomes increasingly unlikely that they'll be able to stop this particular snowballing effect that we've got going on now. We need thermal energy to run the plasma gun, of course, but the plasma gun is powerful enough to destroy a whole lot of things, which means thermal energy for us. Well, that truck may just be invincible. Truth be told, I'm not that invested. Oh, did you guys leave me a present? You did. Sweet of you. Oh, gentlemen. You shouldn't have. Let me demonstrate.
Ready. Initializing.
It's sort of the military variant of the one with the double jump that we found earlier. What to choose? It'll be the laser rifle. I know, this has really, really spiraled out of control rapidly for you guys, hasn't it? You're not quite done yet, are you? Now you are. That's okay, because they have given us a new one. And who could say no? And this is sort of the upgraded version of the flight-capable one that we've been using. Provided we can get it out of here. Ah, what a cruel joke, right? Have a feature where it crouches. No? No? No. Oh well. Maybe if we sit it down, stand it up, sit it down, stand it up. Nothing. Oh, that is a shame. Oh well. You get the idea of what it looks like. It's got slick, pointy features instead of big, round ones. Guess I lost track of that rocket. Quite the blowback on that. We do have another suit that's just up ahead. Maybe we'll have more luck with this opening. Yeah, that'll do. We'll strip the parts off the old one now that we've got ourselves a little bit of peace and quiet. Seems a genuine shame that these ceilings are as low as they are. Ah, well. Back we go to turn on some data posts. Because we do want that map. Give it a good slap.
Ready.
There we are. Just kind of yank that. Yank this. no, I don't want to pick anything up. I'd like to place this. Okay, well, if you're going to be like that, I'll deal with it in a moment. There we are. 4 extra ammunition. Oh, that is a good point. Perfect. Alright. Of course, once something's been freed, if it's just sort of sitting there, then we can do this. And through the magic of science or technology, or science technology, we can pick it up. There we are. Ah, I could have been riding in one of those. I much prefer the hover ones. The added mobility is nice. Helps us avoid things like that. I'm aware. The hover variants, the ones with the flight packs, also have the ability to do a side dash, which also gets me out of all kinds of trouble. These hoppy variants are fine and everything, but not quite as evasive as you'd imagine it would be with the extra jets and everything that keep it flying. Yeah, you really would think that you guys would have a better time of this, being that I am, in fact, just one man. But that hasn't really been the case so far, has it? Oh my. Wow. We'll see if we're even allowed to pick up those other pieces. No, that's not really what I wanted to do. And it appears the other piece is simply gone. Oh, no, there it is. We found it eventually. Aren't you done yet? There we are. Well, now we have something. The grenade launcher is almost pathetically slow. It really doesn't make much sense to use. That projectile gets there sometime, maybe tomorrow. Come on. Come on. Sure, Wayne. Sure. We can get out and do it the old-fashioned way. There you go. Are you happy now?
Ready.
Well, that's what you tell me. Honestly, my friend, I would run too. Oh, and look at that. They did leave me a hover one. Excellent. Well, that was a very cautious approach. I'm proud of our restraint.
Ready. Initialize.
Ah. That's so much better. Excuse me. Immovable.
Ready.
Well, my friend, you have a limited lifespan. Actually, this may simply be smarter. Eventually.
Ready.
Versatility of loadout really is quite important. Do we still have the smoke grenades? We do. That ought to do it. And I see a boost function in here. Are you holding out on me? Well, hang on here. Let's see if it's in its VS manual, which we use like this. Or not. Maybe in here? Oh, VS controls. A light, a special function, a special attack. Okay. So that's the function. This would be the attack. What is this boost gauge? Well, the world may never know. It may simply be a piece of UI that they didn't finish. I haven't seen these things doing anything unexpected. Is that door open? No. Oh, on to the next.
Wayne!
Oh, you followed me. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Or are we just stealing a new one?
Definitely use this.
We're just stealing a new one.
Pitching tents for us.
We've been sleeping outside in this?
Rick!
Oh, how did you not end up under arrest?
I'm not just seeing things. Luca! Wayne!
Rick, I see you haven't unfucked yourself after a year.
I'm still here.
Wayne, were you really expecting something there? There... Oh, did... Okay. Did he slap him? Is that appropriate?
It's still like a dream.
No kidding.
You've grown up. I'm amazed you were able to make it this long alone.
Well,
Yeah, we figured you for dead.
I had help.
Help? From who?
From Basil. Basil? Remember when we got separated?
Well, that was nice of her.
After that, the train was attacked.
Rick, that's a bike chain around your neck. God, I just...
Then, we came here.
But she's after Yuri.
That's such a choking hazard.
Solotov that she's after wasn't Yuri after all.
Oh, it's a different one.
No. Apparently it's a man named Ivan Solotov.
Ivan?
Yeah. Yuri's father.
Yuri's father?
Yuri has a father?
It's not Yuri she's after. But why is she after this Ivan? Ivan is a traitor.
Because of his betrayal, she lost something.
Thank you, Pi.
Ivan Solotov.
Betray us, Solotov. It was all a Nevik trap.
And Basil, where is she now?
Great question.
She's checking out a Nevik research facility, hoping to find something out.
Research facility. When is she gonna be back?
I'm not sure. It would probably be faster to find her ourselves than to wait for her to return.
Well,
Sounds good to me. I'm tired of waiting around and fiddling with machines.
We can hope. Also, apologies if I'm missing anything in chat. Like I said, full screen game. Lots of problems. Old stuff. Oh, we're back here with the worm. Well, it looks like he's broken some more things, and it looks like other people have taken those snowmobiles out and probably never returned. They also took my machine away again. Lost Planet has a habit of doing that. It'll start you at a position and condition that it wants you at. So level-to-level preparedness isn't typically a thing. I know it's to keep the scavenging loop fresh, but I would prefer to be allowed to, you know, kind of bear the marks of my decisions that I've made over time. I don't see much of a reason to hang around here. There might be a letter somewhere, but like I said, they're hidden, not lost. A truck? A Nevik truck. So they've been here for quite some time. 150 years, I believe they told us at the beginning. Oh, well, if you're just going to leave this in the snow... I mean, it'd be a shame not to repurpose it. Thank you. Yeah, that seemed like a trap. And you see what I mean about the hover options. It really is your only, or at least my only, recourse for really avoiding a whole lot of punishment. Maybe there's controls that I'm missing, but I don't think so. There we are. Ah! Well, I found the skate function. The other one didn't seem to have one. I always liked that style of movement for giant robots. Even ones not so giant like this one. Where did I first see it? Probably in the Front Mission series. You see a lot of cinematics with the Vonzers doing exactly that. It was always sort of frustrating that we couldn't quite get there with the game itself. Later on, Armored Core would really take off on that pattern of movement outside of just, you know, the jump jets propelling you upward. I know it's not typically well regarded as far as other people, but I really liked Armored Core Next for just the kineticism of it all. I could zip around anywhere at about, you know, 1,000,000 miles an hour. And it did not go unnoticed on my end that the particles that made these things function were called Kojima particles. Can I say for certain that it was a reference to Zone of the Enders? Well, no. I wasn't on the development team. But if it's a nod, it's one that landed for me. There we are. We want these towers. Yep, your days of stealing data are over. We'll take that just for lack of anything else going on right now. Now, the look of these more advanced suits, I also don't super hate. I'm glad that they're goofy. And they are goofy with their strange round head and everything. What have we got here? It's got the one side that's immovable, so it may just lay there. This we want. What have you got buried in the snow here? We'll at least stand it up and take a look at it and see what else it's got. Disc grenades. Just the one missile launcher, huh? Stand back a bit and do this. There we are. Now we have something a little bit less finite for our heavier hits. That really does elevate my opinion of this particular walker. And what do we have buried in the snow? Well, now that's interesting. What are these? Cannons. Not much ammunition. Also immovable. Well, I've never used them before, so we'll just try to put a peg in where that is. Oh, perfect. Really going hard there. This is a similar sort of swinging and flailing motion as the slashers in Dead Space. And we do have options to kind of move around like this. Swatted me anyway. And our special toy is down. Easy come, easy go. Oh, listen, sir, you're the one that wanted to get that close to begin with. I warned you. I am Wayne. Alright, let's see here. Get our bearings. Get accosted by worms. That one might work. We may go for it. Ah, ideal. Less than ideal. And we're being bombed. My, they're really piling them on, aren't they? Alright. We're powered. Not quite what I was hoping to do there, Wayne. That is, though. There we are. And now we can kind of start cleaning this up, at least a little bit. I see another friend of ours has joined the fight. It complicates matters, but doesn't necessarily change our objective. We can simply start using that one as, well, a shield. We'll deal with some of the ones that have been carpet bombing the area. Because frankly, that's just not a hazard I'm prepared to take on right now. We all have to do things for our own sanity. Alright, now to close the distance on this one. So we can put that shotgun to use. Maybe. There we are. And it's large set pieces like this that make me wonder why it is that the fight against the Green Eye, the primary antagonist in fact to that point, were in that weird confined little area. I'm not sure what the thinking was on that one. It looks like these worms will just continue to spawn. I believe I've kicked over a proverbial hornet's nest. Round and round we go. We will likely need to change suits. This one's better set up. Alright. And even with our newfound ability to kind of scoot around, it seems better to gain distance by leaping away from them, doesn't it? That beam travels so slowly. Sir, I would leave, but I really do want that telephone post. There we are. Now we've done it. Alright. Oh, and it looks like we're going just over there. The journey getting here was quite something, wasn't it? That's something they do with these games relatively frequently, is that you'll hit an escalation point where it's nearly constant gunfire, and it's easy to forget what it was you were doing to begin with. For example, at this point, we, as the player character, don't have much in the way of motivation. Boy, they've spawned another one of those. Alright, well. Hey, gents. Yeah, you prepared for that to be your problem? Because it's gonna be. There we are. Our suit is finally shorted out. And we're just going to kind of make a run at the door. I don't know that they can stop us. It doesn't seem that there's any end in sight to what it is that they've got going on. Oh, but first... Ah, yeah, it's a mess out there. Rude. You're being swatted around by bugs, and this is the grudge you choose to hold. Into the Nevik building, where it's significantly quieter. Not silent, though. I do believe I hear footsteps.
Basil should be deep inside the facility by now.
Oh, is she here?
We can't let another one through!
Would she like to help out? I would welcome it. I'm really not opposed to shouldering the load here. That's not something we get to do until Lost Planet 2. It does have a co-op function. We played some of it for a while when it was relatively new. There are things like multi-seat VSs, and that's sort of a fun notion. But setting that up now would just be a nightmare. It requires games for Windows Live, as I mentioned before, and, well, that's not a service that's run anymore, and there are hoops to jump through for local area connections, and then, of course, would come streaming that. All for a game which, again, I like the idea. I don't know that it's executed terribly well. The shooting is stiff, the character models are kind of odd. Outside of Wayne's getup here, there's a lot of questionable choices with the character design in general. We were in a phase of Capcom, and I think you'll understand what it is that I'm getting at, where a whole lot of their female leads absolutely had to be showing an inappropriate amount of skin for their professions. Do you remember Jessie in Dead Rising? I remember Jessie. And here's something else that's telling. That may not be her name. That may simply be how it is my brain has cataloged her. But she was maybe with the FBI. I know she was there with her partner, a guy that was clearly supposed to be Ving Rhames at some point. Of course, because the Dawn of the Dead remake was new and popular, and Ving Rhames was in that. But it was strange to see an FBI agent dressed in a manner where they would not be prepared to chase a suspect, given that their job is, in fact, law enforcement and of particularly dangerous individuals. And it wasn't like she was a clerk, she was a field agent. She had gone out to Willamette during what was being reported as civil unrest. Maybe pronounced Willamette. I'm not sure. Never been. Yes, hello. There we go. Alright, I think we're finally starting to clear up over here. Which means we can progress further within this facility, whatever it might be. At our own pace, naturally. There's no reason to hurry.
It's awfully well guarded for a scientific research facility.
Is that what this is? You'll notice for all of my talk on, if you watch the previous streams. Oh, let's hear from them.
Alright, Wayne, you heard the lady.
I did. So, you know, for my streams on Destiny, I talked a lot about the narrative and how it doesn't quite deliver. This, as I've also mentioned before, is 2006 Capcom. 2006 Capcom doesn't know what a story is, didn't ask you for that, and wishes you would just kind of shush. There are a few vague allusions to things, but this is still very much the kind of Jill sandwich Capcom that we're used to. Oh. Well, would you look at that?
Wayne, I'll be waiting.
Okay. There we are. Our PDA is engaged. We're slurping up orange. Ah, they knew. You knew what I craved. I like those angles. And it's a boss fight arena. Or at least an armory? I guess it's an armory. Alright, well, I'll want the shotgun more than the rocket launcher, I think. The rocket launcher is entirely too limited on ammunition. And a lot of these engagements, as you've seen, are quite lengthy. Yep, no, it's a boss fight. Uh-huh. We'll deal with that in due time, Rick. This, I think, is also the most that he's spoken. And into a wall he goes. It's likely not the best of strategies, huh, friend? Take a moment to reload. As you can see, the shotgun makes short work of a lot of these larger things. The pellets all hit. The spread on these, if you can track those sparks, is nuts. They really are quite useless outside of being very, very, very close. There you are. Off of that. They give up. And the mission is complete. Oh. Or maybe a 0. It was kind of sharp, wasn't it?
What are you doing?
Oh, well, his helmet is a lot less weird. When did we get that handgun? I suppose it was in our holster. Okay.
With pleasure.
What are you doing?
Are we?
I have to answer that.
It's true.
I'm afraid you do.
Well, no, he doesn't.
One-on-one, you don't stand a chance.
How about 2-on-1?
Hold your gun upright.
Ditch the gun and answer the man's question.
Basil, please. Like a slight cant in grip is fine.
you sniffing around for?
But this is too much. This is too extreme.
The Frontier Project.
And if you're cross-eye dominant, then just learn to shoot with your other hand. Oh. I guess she blocked that. Get my cursor out of the way.
You okay?
It's just a scratch. It's been a long time. I'm glad to see you again. Have Rick check this out. He might find something useful.
Okay. I see we shop at the same thermal underwear place, Basil. That's unfortunate.
His name is Joe. He works for Nevik. The data on the PDA is encrypted, but it's so rudimentary. Hell, it's practically screaming, "Hey, take a look."
What kind of data is in there?
Wouldn't that tip us off to maybe it not being accurate?
Got it. Bingo!
Huh? Got what?
He's in.
Project is what?
Great. What's it say?
Well, it says here that the Frontier Project is an attempt to heat the planet and drive away the Akrid that have been plaguing the humans.
Sounds good to me.
The thermal energy for the project is being concentrated in the volcano dome. And
This planet has volcanoes?
list of the researchers. Oh,
What?
head researcher, Yuri Solotov.
Oh, well, what the hell, man? You couldn't have just let us in on this?
Where is this volcano dome?
We were quite literally working at the same goal. Just secure some funding.
It's not close. You're gonna have to cross the canyons.
Let's head to the canyons then. If we can infiltrate the volcano dome, we should be able to learn a little more about this project of theirs.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe we'll finally figure out what it is that we're doing exactly. We're gonna neutralize the facility. Never mind. We're not going to find out a single thing. We're neutralizing the facility. It's gotta go. Thank you. Nah, that should do. I'm a little far away. Maybe. Nope. It's not going to look like Wayne can quite throw it enough. He can beat apart a steel door by just kind of whacking it with his gun, but throwing something roughly the size and weight of a baseball is asking too much. That's alright, we all have our limits. Maybe he's just got bad technique. Maybe Wayne limp wrists it. Oh, there I go with the flashlight again. Well, that's a new one. It's like a crab scorpion, isn't it? It's got that big chitinous top. I'm gonna go above him for now because I see a cell phone post, and you know, we'll talk in a moment. Oh, this was the right decision. There we are. Can we push these? Is physics an option? Can we hit them? Kinda. I know, something is awry, isn't it? Well, it was bound to happen eventually. Hey. Are you done? There, yeah, now you're done. A bit anticlimactic, but such is the way it goes. You could have stayed over there. Do I want that rocket launcher? I really don't. Well, I may have just changed my mind. We don't play the hands we want, we play the hands we have. A little bit like a shrimp head, too, on it. It's, mashing together bugs isn't something I see done terribly often. It's usually other kinds of animals, like you'll see mammals and avians and that sort of thing. Oh, someone's very unhappy down there. And able to slap at me through the floor. Oh. Oh, did you jump? Well, that's interesting. There we go. We've really agitated them and made a lot of noise and a big mess. That's not going to go in no matter what we do. Well, gents, I believe I can see some explosive barrels down there. That should at least stem the flow. We'll go deal with the big one now. Yes, you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm sorry, I need your insides to survive. And to power my guns. Which make this all very much, you know, just kind of a necessity for me. Those guns make things easier. So do the big walker suits. That'll be more useful. I see. Down it goes. I shouldn't take up bowling. Where did you come from? Excuse me? I mean, thank you for waiting your turn. It wasn't from that. I already broke that. Weird. And we have more of these. Oh, hi. Were you hanging by your tail? That's very strange. I'm keeping that. That's mine now. And, by the way, how many more of you are there in that little space? Am I looking at many more crabs? Not so many more crabs. What's the situation? I'm going to need a census on crabs. I hear you. Oh, about 3. 4, maybe? I believe they're the somewhat larger circles. Looks like you're trying to get places you can't quite fit. Also, was this part of the research? I assume it was. Oh, that one's done. Ooh, and we have a new suit down there, too. Well, in due time. We don't want to be hasty. They can survive tailless. We see the one we took the tail off of down there. Looks like he righted himself. Go on. Well, earlier than I would have liked, but... What was I struck by? Oh, did you vomit something? Gross and strange. Alright. Thank you again for waiting your turn. Now, as much as I complain about the Capcom lock and similar things, I also don't really care for AI simply waiting its turn. If you're going to program in multiples, then I do need them to kind of behave that way. Thank you, Rick. I figured it was there for a reason. But it's nice that they gave me some direction, even though the door is perfectly breakable by, you know, just regular firearms. We've broken several. Yep. Did not need the VS, but I will take it. I don't remember what this one does. It does look like it has some immovable attachments, though. Oh. That's a large bore. Well, let's see what you're about. Such a sweet little voice for this thing. Okay, tank mode. Drill. Drill dash. Okay. Oh boy. A sliding dash. And a transform. Okay. So we have a laser Vulcan, and we have a cannon. There's our dash. Holding still and pressing X puts us in tank mode, where it looks like we only have the cannon available. Ah, that activates the drill. Strange. Well, no sense in expending ammunition on these. We know what they're about. Unlike the other ones, I'm noticing this one has a, oh, it also hovers. This one has converged weapon pips. That puts it at a significant advantage. I'll wait. There we are. Yeah, I don't think we'll get to that before it fades without doing this. The hover is very slow, though. You can't do it for terribly long, either. But what's this I see? This is also much more in line with what it is that I would expect any kind of walker robot to wind up looking like. Humanoid shapes are not so great for mounting weapons on. They're kind of unstable. This looks like it would be very, very difficult to tip over, and even if we lost the front two locomotive appendages, we have these treads and stuff on the back. I don't know what you are, Crabbot, but I like you. Oh, is this where we need the drill? Is that where it's pointing us? Are you telling me to... Okay, it's telling us to use the drill. begin drill. And begin rockets. Oh, never mind. Okay, that is lava, not thermal energy. It's a different kind of orange fluid. However, if we do have geothermal energy here, then why are we bothering with the bugs? Maybe it's just for portability's sake. We can get the geothermal energy into some places, but not others. But this thermal energy stuff you can store in a fanny pack. You would figure this would be what we'd power the cities and stuff on, though. Most things would just run on a battery. Stuff that perhaps doesn't need to power like a directed energy weapon. Cars, televisions. Kind of small creature comforts, heaters for the house. This should be more than enough. I don't imagine there's all that many people on BDN3. There we are. Great big pools of it. Does this have additional mounts, or are we pretty much fixed? We're pretty much fixed. That's alright. What it's got set up already is interesting enough. Down it goes. Oh, well. We also have the option of swapping to one of the other hover ones, but I would like to see how well this one will do for a little bit. Lots of rumbling. Oh, that would be why. Well, he'll have to wait his turn too, just like everyone else. I know, you're not used to being told to wait, but we all have to learn patience someday. Made a real effort there. And Pi is having some issues, we'll call them. Some thoughts, some moments of expression. Sing your heart out, little friend. What have you got to say? I'm happy to hear from you as I'm happy to hear from anyone else. Looks like that dash only goes side to side. So I suppose tank mode is your kind of travel mode for this. Uh-huh. No, I'm sure that would damage it. Alright. More pieces. More thermal energy. That's another one of those double jump ones, but we're alright as far as double jump goes. I see trouble ahead. We should be able to clear this. The hover's short, but it's not that short, right? 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 I was wrong. Bold choice, but likely not the right one, huh? Anyway. What is it that they've all swarmed around? Is it a husk of another one of these? Is it just a fresh one? It may just be a fresh one. Looks like it's a fresh one. Well, this one has dings in the paint, so we'll come right back for it in a moment. Never been around lava in real life. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know that it makes quite that noise, or that it flows quite that freely. As I understand it, the top layer tends to cool relatively quickly and become very viscous. Exposed to air, it really kind of fucks up the heating process of molten stone. Yeah, we're definitely going to want that other spider mech. Made very quick work of this exact combination before. Oh, did you fall in the lava? Yes. He is in the lava. Well. So was sung the song of, Roly Poly Oly. Oh, nope, never mind. There's either another one or he popped back to a spawn. There may just have been two in this arena. And underneath me he goes. Same with that unfortunate crab. Landed right on him. There we go, down that one goes. Quite a reach on that tail. And I just got this too. Speaking of tails. That looks like something up there. And it may in fact be faster to traverse this without the crab bot, so we're going to leave that right there. They're interesting, but boy, it takes an age and a half to get anywhere, doesn't it? We're apparently not supposed to use our grappling hook on that surface. That's a no. We'll see how we do with this one. This one's better. This is fine. See, we have another wasp-like one up there. Excuse me. Good shot. Okay. Looks like there's another post just up ahead. Well, let's see what they've got in the garage first. Wonderful.
Ready.
plenty of neat features, nice and nimble. We'll load this right up with all kinds of toys. Or at least more ammunition for the toys that it's got. Rocket launcher or shotgun? Well, right now we'll use the rocket launcher up on a lot of this as we explore the rest of this little map. There's something about this game that just kind of calls me to fiddle in the corners of it, and that's why it is that I would want this experience much wider than it is. I want all kinds of places to crawl into and kind of experiment with, but being as limited as it is, I don't get that opportunity very often, so I hope it hasn't been too painful to indulge me in that. It's absolutely something that I would want out of a sequel, and interestingly enough, it's something that I also want out of Monster Hunter, the game's kind of spiritual sibling. I don't really care for the narratives in any of them. I don't know that that's the point. But I could track, kill, skin, and craft parts out of monsters into perpetuity, and I keep waiting for the game that allows me to do that. Along similar lines, you know, like maybe a camping mechanic. Something to do in the quiet moments. There we are. Looks like we've got our posts up and running. There we are. Pius decided that the paper lining his cage simply has to go. Does he need help? Is he stuck? No, just fighting the paper. It's gravely offensive that it's there. I know. I saw, my friend. I did. This is a great deal of fuss over just a paper. Yeah, I still see. I still see. Well, that's interesting. What's this? A homing laser. We'll replace our rocket with that and we'll see how it shakes out. I see. It works like that. Okay. Likely finish up this mission, and then we'll go ahead and we'll take a break, and we'll come back to Wayne later, but we'll see what's beyond the door here. Oh, it's an interrogation. Hello.
You're freeing me? What's the meaning of this?
Great question. Okay.
If you guide us to the Volcano Dome, then we agree to free you, so long as you stay within the trailer.
You want to know the route to the Volcano Dome?
Yeah, the quickest one. You know it, right?
You got a deal.
Luca, show our new friend at the cabin.
We're just leaving her with him. She says she has no combat expertise, and this guy fought you and Basil.
See you later.
Alright, see you later.
I have a question.
That's...
A present from my father,
Who was your father?
Gale Holden.
Gale saved me after I came under Acrid attack.
Basil, again, this is not advisable for this kind of climate.
Yes. It was developed at the same time as the Frontier Project. Gale didn't trust Nevek, so he performed the operation behind their backs.
The operation?
I figured out exactly what caused him to lose faith, but my husband and I both trusted Gale and agreed to the operation.
I see. A military operation.
Gale, because of Solotov's backstabbing.
Are you positive he betrayed you?
Yes.
Wait, your husband was there?
Solotov was the only one that knew the location of the Frontier Project facility. I'm sure Gale mentioned that too.
Was the information about Ivan Solotov just another Nevek lie?
Why do you think that?
Just a hunch.
Because we're conveniently all gathered in one space.
Investigation into this.
I mean, yes.
Your harmonizer. It feels like the key to something important.
Oh, it feels like it, huh?
Well, it was frozen without thermal energy for 30 years. That had a terrible effect on its operating ability.
What?
I'm so sorry to interrupt your pleasant chat.
Joe found us a route. Whenever you're ready, we can head out.
Come in, please.
What's her problem?
Hold on. What was that about 30 years?
Great question.
It's been 30 years. I first came to this world 10 years before that.
What?
What are you talking about?
The power to delay the aging process.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I was buried under a mountain of ice for 30 years before Yuri found me.
It's time for us to go our separate ways.
Basil.
Yeah, that's not a jumping off point, Basil. Oh, no, we're just gonna thank her. Okay, bye, Basil. Anyway, that's a good spot to leave Wayne for right now. We'll go ahead and get back to him later. So, things are happening. We're learning that we've been asleep for 30 years, and that the Nevek company, whoever they might be, is planning something called the Frontier Project. Something that will wipe out the Acrid. And maybe also us? We're not sure. Well, in any case, we'll do this again later. I'll leave you to wander alone for a little bit. Bye.